Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Yeah, I think so. Should be afternoon wherever you're joining us from this afternoon. Welcome you to the second session of Navigating the Entrepreneurial Journey. We had a fantastic time with our facilitator last week. I'm hoping that you're echoing the same thoughts about the session. I'm excited about the session today, and I hope you are as well. I know that a few people that are just joining us for the first time to this session. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about us before we go ahead. So my name is Titi Omole, and I'm the CEO of Course for Children Limited, a not-for-profit organization that's bringing this particular workshop to you. What we do, what we're all about is about empowering our youth to thrive. And that's what we've been talking about, our vision, our mission statements. And we do this through workshops and an award ceremony as well. Our workshops, we have a few. Last year, we had fantastic ones. And this year, I mean, they're on a different and a higher level as well. So yeah, thank you very, very much for attending this session. I'm going to leave you in the hands of our facilitator. But before that, can I just tell you a little bit in terms of our ground rules? So if we can just quickly talk about our ground rules. Of course, your microphones are muted, so please do that. It's so that we can all have a very good experience. So don't want anyone talking in the background whilst the facilitator is talking. If you have to talk, if you want to speak, you could either raise your hand and you'll be unmuted, or if the facilitator call out your name, you can unmute yourself, make your contribution, and then please, if you just mute yourself back again, that would be great. You can switch on your camera. I know it says switch off your camera, but just so you're aware, we're recording this. So if you're not comfortable and it's going to be shared on our website. So if you're not comfortable for people seeing your faces, then for privacy protection, you can just switch off your camera. But if you're happy, you can switch on your camera as long as the environment is okay. It's not offensive to others on the platform. I think we're okay with that. Communication, in terms of how we speak to each other, we address each other with respect. And if you have anything to say, please put it in the chat box. The facilitator will pick it, or myself will pick it up. And then, we would attend to it. So I'm not going to say too much. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. If you have any feedback, of course, our email is there, courseforchildrenlimited@gmail.com. So I'm just going to leave you in the hands of our facilitator, our lovely Peju Otaye. Over to you, Peju.
Thank you so much. And hello, everybody. Hope you guys had a lovely week. We are back again for session 2. Before we start, we want to get to know a bit about you. We did this last week, but we would like everybody to please go to slido.com and put in the code ENTREPS and just fill out the survey on there. So we need this information every week. So if you could please just go on there to that website. It's only going to take a minute. Go onto the website and just put in that code and complete the survey, and then we are good to go. Alternatively, you can use your phone. You just put your camera against this code, and it would open the website for you straight with the code. So please, let's just get that done as soon as possible, and then we will make a start. So I'm just going to give a few more seconds and then we'll move on. And for those who are joining us for the first time, my name is Faye Jordanier. I am the one facilitating this session on behalf of Cause for Children. I am an entrepreneur. I've been in business for over 10 years now, and I run 3 different businesses. I was sharing with the guys last week that when I actually started my first business, I started around the same age as you guys. So I was actually 17, so a bit older than some of you when I started. And, you know, it's been a great journey so far. And I'm really excited to share with you guys the things that, you know, I've learned along the way and that can help you guys succeed on your entrepreneurial journey. So I'm guessing everybody should have been done with the survey. So we're just going to move on and do a brief outline. So last week we talked about why entrepreneurship, and this week we're going to talk about the business plan. So we're going to go into a business plan. We're going to work through what needs to be in your business plan, all the different things, how you can gather that information, and then actually give you guys a business plan template that I created that you can actually use to create your own business plan. And then next week, we're going to be talking about branding and launching your business. And I've got a marketing strategist coming on to also teach you guys about strategy, about marketing. This week I've actually got a guest speaker coming on. She is a young entrepreneur like yourselves, and she's started her business a few years ago, and she's just going to come on and share her own experience so that you guys can learn from her as well. So a brief recap from last week. We talked about what entrepreneurship is. Does anyone remember what we define entrepreneurship as? If you can please just put it in the chat. We had a good, we had a lot of people say a few different things about what entrepreneurship was. So if you guys can remember what we said entrepreneurship is, just put it in the chat for me, please. I would really like to know that, you know, you guys actually left with, you know, some key information last week. So those of you that were here last week, please just put it in the chat. What did we say entrepreneurship is? Yes, awesome. Rebecca and Rachel. Anyone else from last week? So we said that entrepreneurship is about setting up a business with the aim of making a profit. We spoke about it being requiring innovation and creativity, solving a problem. Yes, awesome. Angela, Emmanuel, Antoinette, and Moyo S. Yes, so we spoke about that. And then we said, you know, your business idea should be something that solves a problem, that adds value. And we then went on to talking about an elevator pitch. So we did an activity and we got some people to share their elevator pitches. So I hope you guys have been practicing your elevator pitches. And then we talked about the mission, which is the why. Why are you starting this business? Why are you setting up this business? What is the purpose of the business? And then we went on to vision, which is your where do you see your business? So with that being said, we did have a task that everybody was supposed to complete over the week, which was to create a vision statement. So I do want some people to share theirs. I did say that I was going to ask some people to share their vision statements, and I want about 3 people to share their vision statements. Literally should only take about a minute each. So does anyone want to raise their hand, use the raise your hand functionality on Zoom to volunteer to share their vision statements, or am I going to have to call somebody to do it? So if you would like to share yours, please just use the raise your hand functionality. We would really love to hear your vision statements. Okay, so I can't see any raised hands. So I'm going to go with Moyo S. Can you just unmute yourself really quickly and just share your vision statement with us?
Hi. I think I got a business statement and my mission statement mixed up.
Okay, so did you write a mission statement instead?
Yes.
Okay, so let's hear that. That's fine.
To be able to successfully launch a set of affordable treats to cater to everyone's needs.
Say that again.
To be able to successfully launch a set of affordable treats to cater to everyone's needs.
That's your vision statement.
Oh.
Yeah. So the mission is the why.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you think, so if you can still create a mission statement, but think about why do you want to be able to do that? But yeah, that vision statement was correct. Remember some of the examples that I shared last week? That sounds quite along the same line. So yeah, well done.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask, okay, Marvella, go ahead, unmute yourself and let's hear yours.
I want to show a sign of resilience in my business and make a good name for myself. My ultimate goal for this business is to help as much people as I can who are in need of skincare products, and also for it to work and help them.
To help as many people as you can. Amazing. That's a really good vision statement, and that also you've included yourself in that as well. What I would say is try and build on it and think about what you would like the world to be like as a result of your skincare products. So think about, if I'm a client and I use your skincare products, how do you want me to feel? Or, how do you want me to be at the end of that as a result of that? But yeah, no, that's really good. Well done. And then I will go ahead and call on, can I have Emmanuel share his? So Emmanuel Owusu Boachi.
Where's your ring? Let's make a presentable. You have to speak. My business statement was ultimate goal and purpose of an organization. To make a presentable cake for a kind of occasion. For one of a kind of occasion. Sorry.
Just read the whole thing again for me, please.
To make a presentable cake for a one of a kind occasion.
To create a presentable cake for a one of a kind occasion. Thank you. So is that where you see the business, in the sense of that's where, or is that like your slogan for the business? Because those are two different things. So to create a presentable cake for a one of a kind occasion could sound like what the business is, as opposed to where you see the business.
Yeah.
So I would like you to also just think a bit deeper in terms of, okay, where do I see this business? So when as a result of me creating these cakes for different occasions, where do I see the business? What do I want to achieve?
Like, as in, where do I see the business in the future? Or
yes. So what's the ultimate goal of the business?
To make, well, that is kind of like to make a pleasurable cake that everyone can enjoy.
Okay, awesome. There you go. That's fantastic. Thank you. Well done. Okay, we've got a hand raised, but that will be our last one so that we can move on to today's session. So if you could please unmute yourself. I'm trying to see what's the name. Yeah, go for it. You can unmute yourself. There you go.
We believe that animation is a fun way to promote brands and businesses. We can bring your ideas to life through our creativity.
Well done. Sorry, I'm not showing your name.
It's Rebecca and Rachel.
Rebecca and Rachel, well done. So you guys are creating animation.
Yeah.
Is you can always build on it as well, and it can also change and evolve as you evolve and as your business grows. But just try and remember those tips that I gave you and use them when you want to build on your business plan. Sorry, your vision statement. So well done, guys. Honestly, well done. You guys have done so well. I'm so proud. I'm like a proud teacher right now. So today we are going to go into talking about your business plan, but before we do that, we're actually going to work on goals. So obviously when we talked about vision statement, that was in relation to your ultimate goal. And so when we talk about goals, what would you guys define a goal as? If you can just put in the chat, you know, when you think about a goal, what's the first word that comes to mind? Something you aim for. Amazing. Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, definitely. Come on, let's have some more. We talk about goals all the time. I feel like we're a very goal orientated like generation. What would you say? What would you define a goal as? Something you want to achieve for a desired result. Well done. It's like you've gotten my notes already, Tenny. So yeah, a goal is an aim or a desired result. So yes, both Moya and Tenny, you've hit the nail on the head. How you want to see your business in the future, a vision that you want to achieve, amazing, an achievement that you are striving for. Yes, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So yes, that is what a goal is. And obviously in business, it's important for us to have goals. So in order for you to fulfill your vision, it's important for you to have different goals that you work towards that would help you, you know, achieve your vision. So if you think, okay, where do I see this business in 10 years or 20 years? And then you work back, okay, what are the steps that I need to take? What are the things that I need to do to be able to get to that point? So when it comes to goals as well, you have short-term goals and you have long-term goals. So a short-term goal is something that you want to achieve in the near future. So something that you want to do maybe within the next 12 months, that's a short-term goal. So I've put, for example, launching a website. Whereas a long-term goal is something that you want to achieve over a 12-month period. So it could be in the next year and a half, it could be in the next 5 years, 10 years. It's a long-term goal. But those two work very well together in the sense that when you achieve your short-term goals, you're more motivated to achieve the longer ones because you're breaking, you're hitting those little milestones. And what you can actually do is if you have a long-term goal, you can break it down into smaller, shorter term goals that will help you achieve that long-term goal. So what I actually want us to do is, oh yes, so talking about goals before I move on. Have you guys ever heard of SMART goals? If you have, can you guess what that actually means? So SMART is an acronym for, it means, you know, the S, the M, the A, the R, the T, they all mean different things. So can you guys just give me like what you think the S means or what you think the M means, the A? You don't have to give me the whole thing, just, you know, the little, so you think S means strengths, specific. Okay, so I'll tell you guys what the S means. It means simple. So when you talk about SMART goals, yes, they are meant to be specific. So that actually goes hand in hand with the simple, in the sense that your goals should be very clear, straight to the point. Don't make it so complicated, but keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate the goals. Hold on a minute. That might actually, I feel like you guys are right. It actually is specific. I made a mistake. Yes, you're right. It is specific. Yeah, because I was thinking, yeah, it's supposed to be specific. Yes, sorry guys, that's a mistake. It's meant to be specific. Yes. So make sure that your goals are specific. You're very clear on what exactly it is that you are trying to achieve. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it what's the word I'm looking for? Vague. Don't make it vague. Make it very clear and specific. And then what do you guys think the M stands for? Don't worry, this one's right. I didn't make a mistake with this.
If I may come in there as well, Pedro, I think simple could also be specific as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, you know, keep it simple, be specific, but, you know, keep it simple. So, yeah.
Okay, yes, Delcy, that is definitely correct. Moyo, yep, Tenny. Yes, it is measurable. So make sure that your goals are measurable. So if you think how would you know that you are achieving this goal? How do you know that you're making progress? Make sure it's measurable. So for example, some people say, oh, well, I want to be a nice person, or I want to be nicer. Well, how do you know that you're nicer? How would you measure that? So it's probably better for you to say, you know, I would like to help 10 people this year, or something like that, just so that you can measure it. So we then have A. So what do you guys, oh, I already showed it. What do you think A means? Achievable, yeah. So I mean, attainable and achievable are basically mean the same thing. So make sure that it is attainable. Make sure it's something that you can achieve. So last week I said that you should think big. And I do still stand by that. Think big, think outside the box, don't limit yourself, but make sure it's something that you can achieve. Make sure it's something that is attainable. And then what do you guys think R stands for? Okay. So to be honest, R could either mean realistic or it can mean relevant. And when you say relevant, make it relevant to you. So sometimes people set goals because they think that that's what they should do, or they think that, well, that's the next step that they should take. But actually make sure that your goals are stuff that you want to do, you want to achieve. Make sure that they align with your vision. Make sure they align with your values. It's very important, because if your goals aren't relevant to you, you're not going to be motivated to actually achieve those goals. And then the T, the last one, you guys are so spot on. Time, yes, amazing. So yes, so make sure that it is time-based. Make sure that you don't just keep it open-ended. Set a time, set a deadline for your goals. So that's SMART goals. I do have a YouTube video where I speak about it in more detail in relation to how you can actually set SMART goals for your business. So I would prompt you guys to watch that, because I've just breezed over this. Watch that in detail so that it can help you with regards to putting your goals on. My YouTube channel is called Navigating Entrepreneurship. So if you just type that on YouTube, it should come up. So we're going to play a little game, a little activity, because I know we've been talking for a bit, and it's just in relation to the short-term and the long-term goals that I spoke about. So if you guys can go to Kahoot once again, just go to Kahoot and I will open the event code. The code. So can you see the code? So if you just type in the code kahoot.it and type in the code, there we go. I see you guys. So we've got 6 people on there. So read a book a month. Is that a short-term or a long-term goal? Short-term, well done. So yeah, this is a short-term goal. Remember I said short-term goals are something that you can achieve within the next 12 months. So you can read a book a month. You can start that from now. You can start that from next month. You can start that from 2 months time. So it's a short-term goal. You don't need to wait for so long. So let's see who was top on that. Okay, that was a close one between Ivy and Delcy. Well done, guys. All right, and I see Tenny and EAA. Okay, next question. Go to the gym 3 days a week. Yes, so that's short term. Obviously we're in lockdown, so gyms aren't open yet, but they will be open in the next few months. So again, you don't have to wait till next year to start. You can start it now. It doesn't have to be a long term. It's long term in the sense that you can carry it on for as long as you want. But in the reason why it's a short term goal is that you don't have to wait to do it after 12 months, you can do it within a 12-month period. So who do we have? Okay. Well done, guys. Travel to 80 countries. Well done. Everyone got this one right. I'm so proud of you guys. All right, next question. Okay, I see Tenier is coming up. Moyo has the highest answer streak of 3. Well done, Moyo. Open a restaurant. Well done, guys. Yes, absolutely. Wow, Delcy, it's on fire. Well done, guys. Long term. I mean, for some people, this might be a short-term goal because they have that money. But yes, it's essentially it's going to be a long-term goal. Amazing. Well done, Ivy. Yes. So again, it's a long-term goal, something that you have to work on over the time period. You've got to save, you've got to find a house that you like and go through the whole process. Okay. We've got a few more. Do a 20K run. Yes, so you can actually do a 20K run between, you can do a 20K run in a day actually if you wanted to, but you obviously have to train for it over a time period. But yes, it's a short-term goal. But I purposely didn't put, because again, like I said, with SMART goals, we have to make them time bound, but I purposely didn't do a 20K run by December, for example, in here, because then you guys would have known the answer. Okay, 20A. Learn to speak Spanish. Yeah, so I put this as a long-term goal because depending on how fluent you want to be, it's probably going to take you longer than 12 months to learn the language properly. But if you wanted to just have a basic knowledge, then yes, you guys that clicked on short-term would probably be right. To get straight A's. Well, for this one, the reason why I've put short term is because you can work towards that within the next 12 months for whatever class you're in, whatever year group you're in, you can work towards that. However, depending on what your grade is at the moment, it might take you building to get to another level and then the next level. But it can also be a short-term goal. It can be done in 12 months for some people. So that kind of depends. But I'm quite intrigued to see that most of you chose long-term. And our final question. Which is my favorite question. So it was actually a trick question, and everybody was right. So this short term or long term, it really depends on you and where you're at. So this question was actually personal to each person. So depending on where you are right now in terms of how you're planning for your business, you can launch your business within the next 12 months, or you can launch your business within the next 2 years or the next 5. It's up to you, depending on where you are. So this one was a bit of a trick question. I just wanted you guys to start thinking about when you would like to launch your business. And so well done, guys, for this game. I hope it was a nice little break for you guys. And we have our third person was Ivy, then we have Rachel, and we have our winner, drum roll, Tenny A. Most of this session, the meat of this session, we're going to be talking about a business plan, and we're going to work through a business plan. And the reason why I even put the last question as launch my business is because I really want you guys to start planning towards launching your business. You don't have to have everything, you don't have to have everything right now to be able to start. Sometimes it's best to start where you are with what you have, and then you build on it. But it's important to have a plan. It's important to have the right tools in place. So when we talk about a business plan, I'm sure most of you have heard of a business plan. What would you define a business plan as? What would you say a business plan is? So yeah, just feel free to just throw something in the chat in terms of what you would call a business plan. Come on, guys, a business plan. A document that sets out your business future, yes. An outline of how you want your business to run, absolutely. Written document that describes a business and how it operates, yes. That is essentially what a business plan is. And most of the time when people hear the word business plan, it kind of makes them feel like, oh, this is such a complex document that they don't really want to, it's hard to put together. And that's why we're working through it now, so that I can show you that it's not a scary thing to do, but it's an important thing to do. And I'm going to break down all the things that you need to do to be able to put it together. And like I said, if you guys have received the email from Cause for Children, you should have received the template that I created. And so what you can do is just download that, and you can work through that as we are going through this today. So a business plan, like you said, is a written document that describes the business, and it details how the business is going to operate. So how is the business going to run? How is it going to function? But also, what is the business? And it helps you to clarify your business idea. So you have a business idea. It helps you when you're writing it down and breaking it down and answering certain questions. It makes you think, okay, is this business idea, is it strong enough? Is it the right idea? Can I build on it? Can I remove some things? It helps you to just clarify, to make sure that you are you're strong in that idea and you believe in that idea. It also helps you to spot potential problems. So it's great to have a fantastic idea, but there may be certain issues about how you can actually run the business. So it helps to bring these things up so that you are well prepared when you start your business. It also helps you to set out your goals and objectives, which is why we did that little exercise on goals, because it's important that once you've put your plan together, you then start to set goals and objectives for what you want to achieve as you run your business. It helps you to measure your progress. We said SMART goals are measurable. So, if you look back on that document that you put together, how many of these things have you achieved? How far have you come? and it helps you to work out the finances that are required. When we started last session and I said to you guys, why do you want to start a business? A number of you said to make money, but when it comes to making money, you have to also find out how much do you actually need to start this business so you can actually start making that money that you want. So that's why we're putting together this business plan. So why is it important to have a business plan? It's very important to plan anything in life. It's important to plan, to be prepared. So it helps you to focus and develop your ideas. It helps you to, be on track with what you want to do. It helps you to, track your progress, to track your performance, and to keep yourself on target as well. That's very, very important when it comes to putting together a business plan. A business plan also helps you to it's important to update and review your business plan regularly, so that you see how well you're doing, you see how far you've come, you see if anything has changed or evolved over time. And as you change, as you evolve, as you grow, you can actually review it and make certain changes to your business plan. So that's not to say that once you've done it this week, that's the end of it. No, you can continue reviewing it and building on it. And yes, so those are the different things. So what should your business plan include? What do you guys think should be included in a business plan? What should be included? What do you think should be included in your business plan? Just throw out any ideas, anything that comes to mind. Yes. Yep. What your company product is, costs, yes, absolutely. Funding, yeah. Your suppliers, yep. What your profession is, finances, yep. Lovely, yes, guys, those are spot on. Yes, your business plan should include your business overview. So that is who was it that said it? Like Angela, Emmanuel, and Antoinette, they said what your company or product is. So yes, your business overview is talking about the things that we worked on last week. So like your vision, your mission, who you are, what your business is, those different things, what your values are, what you're going to be selling, what you're going to be creating. Your business overview is important. Yes, market research, you guys are spot on that. Market analysis, a review of the industry that you want to go into. It should also include your competitor analysis. So who are your competitors? Who are the other people in the industry that are doing what you want to do? It's important for you to include that. SWOT analysis, we're going to go into that in more detail. I'm sure some of you have heard it, and if you haven't, you're going to learn something new today. And a financial plan, absolutely. A number of you spoke about funding and finances. Yes, your business plan should include a financial plan. And sales and marketing, how are you going to sell your product or your service? How are you going to market it? How are people going to be able to see what you are selling or what you are doing? How are you going to reach your target audience? Logistics and operations. How are you going to actually run the business? How is it going to operate? How are you going to deliver your service to your customers? And yes, so we're going to work through all these today. Well, we'll leave sales and marketing for next week. So we're going to work through market research, competitor analysis, SWOT analysis, financial plan, and logistics and operations. So what is market research? Tenny and Delcy, I'm going to call on both of you to just speak really quickly about what you think market research is. And the reason I'm calling on you guys is because you guys put it in the chat. So Tenny, if you just want to say really quickly what you think, what is market research, if you just want to educate us.
Market research is researching things like your target audience, what's the best way to launch, different platforms you can use to expand the business.
Yeah, amazing. Well done. And Delcy?
Is market research just to gather information about the target market and customers and to know who they're starting with, kind of.
Yes, it is. You are correct. Absolutely. Well done, guys. Yeah, so that is what market research is. It's about gathering information about your target market, about your customers, finding out who they are, what they like. It's about understanding your industry. So if you want to come into this industry, how do you need to position yourself? What are the industry standards? It helps you to identify and analyze the needs. So remember, we spoke about the fact that your business idea, your business should be solving a problem, should be meeting a need. So what are the needs of the people that you are targeting, and how are you able to meet that need? You know, getting to know your competitors, the size of the market, and how you fit into the market. It can be used to determine how a product or service should be marketed. Yes. So if you know what other people in the industry are doing, if you know what your target audience like, it would help you also know how you should market your business, how you should position yourself to reach those people. So how do you carry it out? Because it's one thing for me to tell you what it is. How do you go about carrying out market research? So the first one is one of my favorite ways, which is social media. So essentially, social media is a great tool for you to go on and see what other people in the industry are doing, see what your target audience engage with, what do they like, what do they engage with. It's very important for you to do that. Also Google. Google is your friend. Google is my best friend. I go to Google for any and everything. Google is your friend. Literally just Google that industry, Google what is that you're doing, Google find out what people are looking for, find out what people are buying, find out how they're buying, you know, what they're spending on. I checked on Google recently as to see, you know, what are people buying and doing more of in the lockdown, and I saw that a lot of people are, you know, buying a lot of takeaway. A lot of people are doing renovations and, you know, stuff in their house. A lot of people are buying a lot of home workout equipment. You know, Google gives you this information so that you know how to position yourself, how to position your business, to adapt to the changes that are going on, to adapt to what's happening in the market, in the industry. So it's very important for you guys to check out Google. It's also important for you to speak to people. So carry out surveys, you know, people that are your friends or your family, or people who you know would be your audience, people that you know would engage with your business. Write a survey to find out, okay, you know, how much would it be like, how much would you want to pay for such a thing? Or, you know, how would you like such a thing to happen? So one of my friends is starting a candle business, and so she sent a survey to us asking, you know, what kind of flavors would you like to smell, you know, what kind of scents would you like to smell? She sent in the survey, she asked, you know, what type of packaging would you guys like? So would you like a square bottle for your diffuser, or would you like a rectangle? You know, find out from people. Honestly, people are willing to give you this information so that when you launch your business, you are able to meet the needs, you are able to do the things that your audience and your customers would like and would want. That way people will be more inclined to buy from you. And last but not least, your competitors. Look at what they're doing, look at how they're doing it. And sometimes don't be shy or be afraid to go to someone who has, you know, a few years experience in that industry, someone who might have been running their business for 5 years, 10 years. You might look at them as your competitors, but they can also help you. People are willing to assist people who are just starting out. So don't be afraid to ask for help. So yes, that's market research. Now, when we spoke about market research, you guys talked about market research being understanding your target audience, and that is so correct. And it's very important for you to understand who is your target audience. Now, I want to say this. When I speak of target audience, I mean, who are the specific group of people that you are focusing on and targeting? That's not to say that those are the only people that are going to be your customers, because, for example, if I make, let me use one of you guys' products. If I make skincare products, for example, who's my target audience? Am I targeting people who have maybe acne, who have bad skin? But then does that mean that other people who have great skin but want to continue to have great skin or will still be my customers? Yes, but that's not my target. That's not my focus. Or is my focus on women? Are my target audience women? Yes, my target audience is women, but men can also be my customers, and that men can also buy it, but I'm not focusing on them. They are like add-ons. So when it comes to understanding my target markets, the things that I'm working on, things that I'm doing, I'm going to be looking at what these women like to buy, what these women like to use, how they like to buy things, because they're my target. But it's still open to any and everybody that wants to buy it. I hope I'm making myself clear. There's a difference between your target audience and your customers. So with target audience, it's very important to know who is that ideal customer, the person that I picture using my product. Who is that person? What is their demographic? You know, how old are they? Are they between the ages of 18 to 35? Are they between the ages of 11 to 18? You know, what's their gender? Is it men? Is it women? Is it everybody? Think about who your target audience is. Where does that ideal customer live? Do they live in the UK? Do they live in Ghana? Do they live in America? Where do they live? And again, when I speak about target audience, your target audience could live in the UK, but you're open to selling to people worldwide, but they're not your target. What platforms are your target audience on? So are they on social media? Are they on blogs? You know, are they on TikTok? Are they on Instagram? Even with social media, it's also good to even distinguish. Some people in some industries, they use Twitter more than they use Instagram. Some people in some industries use TikTok more than they use Instagram. So it's important to know, you can have all of them, but which one do you focus on more? Because that's where more of your target audience is. What problems are they facing? So I'll use the example of, I think somebody says that cake, there was a cake business. What problems are they facing? They want a one-of-a-kind cake. They can't find it. Wherever they go, all they see is the same type of designs. So how do I help them solve that problem? Or is the problem that they can't, when it comes to last minute orders? So some people that could be a problem, that they just want cake now because they're craving it, as opposed to having to book 3 weeks in advance. So is that a problem that some people are facing? How can I meet this problem? Is that something I want to do, where people can book you know, maybe 48 hours before? You know, it's different things that you should just start trying to think about. What problems are they facing? Or is there issue that delivery, that could be some people's issues. So maybe that's an added service that you can offer in terms of, you know, cake delivered straight to your door, just something like that. Just trying to think about the different problems that they're facing, and how will you then solve this problem? So if the problem is that they need to receive their cake in a more, what's the word I'm looking for? They need to receive their cake in a more convenient manner, then maybe you can offer them cake boxes that are delivered straight to their door. So you can have cake slices packaged in a nice box and you can have them sent by post, you know, things like this. Just thinking about how you will solve the problem, but you need to know if it's a problem first of all. And then what would prompt your customers to buy yours over your competitors? What are the things that will push them to choose to buy your service? And what helps them choose what business to buy from? You know, if you think about hairdressing, for example, you have so many people that are doing it. Why do they come to your salon instead of going to another person's salon? These are the things that you should really be thinking about when it comes to understanding your target audience. So what I would like you guys to do is just make a note of these different things and actually think about them, note them down, find out. Like I said, that's how you should carry out your market research, by asking people questions, by going on social media, by going on Google, find out what are the problems that they're facing, you know, find out what are the platforms that they're on, find out what would cause them to buy from you instead of buying from somebody else. What extra value are you adding? Really try and understand this. So we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. And then we'll come back and we'll be moving on to competitor analysis. So if you guys just take a quick 5-minute break, get yourself. So we're back. Hope you guys had a nice short break. So, and I hope you guys had a chance to think about some of the things that I said. some of the questions to think about regarding your target audience. So we're going to move now on to competitor analysis. And when it comes to thinking about your competitor analysis, it's very important to actually know who is your competitor, who is your competition. It's really important to know who your competitors are, because it helps you to create good strategies in business, so that you know, okay, how do I succeed within my industry? How do I know who my competition is? It also helps you to stay on top of the industry trends. So things change in industries all the time. So I use hairdressing as an example. There was a point in time where we used to have weaves with leave outs. Now it's wigs. Things could change, you know. Before there used to be specific type of braids. Now it's not less braids. So things are changing and evolving all the time. Even with cake, you know, there was a point in time where, you know, fondant icing was the thing that was popular. Now it's buttercream. Just knowing the things that are, you know, people are loving in the industry, and it will help you to stay on top, so that your customers continue to come to you and you get more customers, and make sure that you are meeting those standards and exceeding those standards. Doing things to a high standard is very, very important. And it helps you to identify your unique value proposition. Unique value proposition, some people say unique selling point. What makes you different? What makes your business different? It helps you to identify what would make you different, how you would stand out in your industry, and why your product will be different to your competitors. So it's really important to know, what are your competitors doing? And it also helps you to identify what your competitors are doing right and where they're falling short. And it also helps you to see where there might be a gap that you can fill. So it's really important to know that, identify areas of opportunities in the marketplace, uncover market trends, and how to market and sell your business more effectively. So when you know how your competitors are doing things, then it will help you to market your business more effectively. So how do you do this? So I've told you why you should do your competitor analysis. How do you go about it? First of all, determine who are your competitors. Not everybody is your competition. There's certain people in your industry that would actually help you, that you can work with, that you can collaborate with to actually achieve what you want to achieve. So not everyone is your competitor. So it's really important to know who are your competitors. It's also important to know what products do they offer, what services do they offer. So it will help you know what maybe you should be offering, or if there's something that they're offering that isn't enough, you might want to do more. So it's really important to know, what are people in the market, what are people in the industry doing, and how can you do it, or do it more, do it better. Research their sales tactics and results. So how are they reaching their customers? How are they marketing? What platforms are they on? Are they using Instagram to sell? Are they using Facebook? Are they using TikTok? How are they selling? You know, are they giving people offers? Are they doing giveaways? How are they doing that? And that would really help you in terms of positioning your business, and also making sure that you're able to meet those industry standards as well. And look at their prices and the perks they offer. A lot of the time people ask me, how do I how do I set my prices? How do I set my prices? How do I know how much to charge? Well, one of the ways is look at what other people in the industry are charging, and then find out what the average is. And again, people ask me, how do I find out? You can find out by, sometimes you can ask people in the industry, you know, how much do they charge for this? You can ask friends who maybe purchase from some people, how much did you pay for that? You can Google it. Some people's price lists are on their websites. Find out how much your competitors are offering, but not just the price. What are they offering for that price? Because it's also important to know, like, you can say, okay, well, since everybody's charging £25 for this, I'm going to charge £25 too. But actually what they're offering might be more than what you are offering. So Find out what perks do they offer. And sometimes just because everybody's charging £25 for it, if you're offering more and there's more value from you, you can actually charge more. But make sure that you are communicating with your audience, communicating with your customers, the extra value that you're adding, so they understand that they're actually paying for that value, and they know why your pricing is slightly above what your competitors are charging. But most of the time, I would say try and go with the average, especially if you're just starting out, or maybe a bit less, and then you build from that. You can always add as you go along, as you improve, as you grow, you can always increase your prices. Analyze how they market their products. We spoke about that already. And look at their social media presence, look at their strategies, look at how they do it. How are they using reels? Are they doing giveaways? How are they doing this? Are they using influencers? So it's very important to look at their social media presence. Are they posting every day? Are they posting 3 times a day? Are they posting 3 times a week? Find out these things, these trends, so that it can help you as well with your business. And then perform a SWOT analysis to learn their strengths, their weaknesses, the opportunities that are in the industry, and how they could potentially be a threat to you. So SWOT analysis, I've kind of already said what it stands for. So when it comes to performing a SWOT analysis, it's important to perform one on your competitors, but it's also important to perform one on yourself, your business. And that is because it helps you to plan, map out your journey so that you can actually achieve your goals. It's very important to be aware of where you are. It's important to be aware of where you're at, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know the opportunities that are open to you, and know the things that could be a threat to your business. So strengths, when it comes to talking about your strengths with your SWOT analysis, think about what advantages does your company have. Think about what do you do better than anybody else, and that could even be you as a person. What extra value can you add? It's important to think about weaknesses. So what areas can you improve on? What does your company lack? What things are your competitors doing better than you? And if anything, your weaknesses should actually push you, so it can make you think, okay, well, what courses can I take? What work experience can I get? What can I do better? How can I improve so that I am on top of my game? Opportunities, what different opportunities are out there for me? What technologies can I use? What things are there that can help me grow my business? And then threats, what things could be obstacles to your company's growth? What things could threaten your company? Who are your competitors? So it's really important to carry out that SWOT analysis. So I hope you guys kind of understand what I mean when I say carry out a SWOT analysis, just so that you have a true understanding of what these things are, have a true picture and overview of how your industry is, where you fit in, and how your business can grow, how your business can thrive. So we'll just move on quickly to finance. I know you guys love, you guys talk about money, you wanted to talk about money. So we need to talk about how you can actually plan for your finances. It's important to have a financial plan. So if you guys have the template open in front of you, I'm sure you would see a whole section on finances. And it's really important to do a financial plan so that you actually understand how much money you would need to start your business, and build it to that level to be able to actually achieve your goal and your vision. So when it comes to money and finances, talk about how much would it cost for you to create or deliver that product or service. So for the person that's creating skincare products, think about how much is it going to cost you to actually make that product. If it's a cream or a facial or a facial wash or a wipe, if it, what is that thing, and how much is it going to cost you to actually put that thing together. Because what you don't want to do is to be operating on a loss. Or if you are delivering a service to somebody, how much time is it going to take you? How much is it going to cost you to actually deliver that service to somebody? So even if it's that you are, what's the word I'm looking for? That you are doing somebody's makeup, you know, the products that you have purchased, how much time is it going to, how much is it going to cost you to be able to, with all the products you're using on that person's face, to be able to actually deliver that service to them? Really think about that, calculate it, count your costs. And then once you've come up with that, then think about how you're going to price it. So what are you going to charge people? Remember, I spoke about looking at your competitors and what they're charging. It's important for you to also think about how much you're going to charge based on how much it's going to cost you. Sometimes when you put your cost together in terms of how much it's going to cost you, you might see that actually it's going to cost you £20 to make it, but all your competitors are charging £21. So is your profit just going to be £1? So you might actually have to go back and think of and find maybe a cheaper way to be able to deliver the service. Now, cheaper doesn't always mean good quality. So be very clear that if you're looking for a cheaper way, make sure that the standard is still high, the quality is still high, but you might be able to find a better way to do it so that your costs are balanced. So what is the value of the product or service to the customers? Again, if you think about me as a customer, if I'm receiving a cake from somebody, what is that worth to me? What's the value of that cake to me? Think about that as well when it comes to putting your prices together. Are there any established price points for this product or service in the market? I think I've touched on that already. How your prices compare to your competitors. And then what would your profit margin be? You know, how much profit are you going to be making as a result of this? So for every cake that I sell, how much am I going to make as profit? So some might cost more than others. Some flavors are going to be more expensive than others. So it's really important for you guys to have a true understanding, a true picture of your finances, because what you don't want to do is think that you're making money when you're not. Money can be coming in, but what is going out could be more because of what you're spending on products, what you're spending on delivery, these type of things. So also think about what your projected expenses could be. So what do you guys think some expenses could be actually for a business that you are running? Just let me know, what do you think some of your expenses could be? Just put that in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. Come on, guys. I haven't heard from you in a while. Okay, cash, yes. I don't know why everybody forgot that. It's because we're all in a digital age now. Yes, so there's different ways. There's different ways that you can actually pay, and there's also different ways that you can deliver your products to different people. So again, guys, thinking about your specific product, what ways do you think that you can deliver it to people? You know, for some people, they could come to you. For some people, you can actually get your products delivered to them. So how would you do it? And if you were to deliver it to them, what ways would you be able to do that? Think about that. Yeah. So how would your products actually reach your customers? And then finally, premises, where would you be operating from? So if you think about where you are now and you want to start, are you going to be working from your house? Are you going to be working from your room? When I first started, I was actually working from my room. And then I graduated and got myself like a studio space. So you could, like I said in the beginning, start where you are. You don't have to start by opening an office space. You might not be able to afford to do that. So where you're at right now, how can you start? And just think about the different things that you can do to be able to, which is why I'm saying that it's important for you to plan properly. And then equipment, you know, what equipment do you need to operate and how much? So for some people, it could be huge machinery. For some, it could be equipment like a blow dryer or straighteners, just things like that. And how much will they cost? And where would you purchase it from? So I know somebody said in the beginning that suppliers should be included in your business plan, and that is correct. You know, who would you be purchasing your product and the things that you need to be able to create your business from? And staff, do you need staff? Are you going to start by doing it all by yourself, or are you going to start with the help of other people? And then what will their roles be? You might start by yourself, and then you can build on as you go along, and it could be with part-time staff, it could be with maybe agency workers, and they only help you when you need help, or you could actually outsource. So for example, they might not actually work for you, but you can pay them for a service. So for example, like a photographer, if you need a photo shoot done, you can pay for a photographer, or like someone to help you with your social media, but they don't actually work for your business, but like they're like a consultant, so they're helping you out and you're paying them for that service. So again, these are things that we need to start thinking about. And then legal requirements, you know, what are the legal requirements for running your business? So for example, if you are a chef, you know, there's certain health and safety requirements that you need to follow. There's certain things that you need to have in place so that you make sure that you are covered and you're meeting the standards of your industry. And then insurance, you know, do you have insurance to cover your business if anything was to happen? And do you need insurance? These are different things that you need to find out. So that is, I've kind of run through the whole business plan details, the different pages on that business plan that you need to follow. What I think will be important is for you guys to actually, based on all these different things that I've said and how I've broken it down, to work through them, think about all these things, run through them, and then actually start completing that business plan. Based on everything that I've said, I know I've spoken quite a lot. Do you guys have any questions? If you actually have any questions, or if something was unclear, please just raise your hand and I will unmute you, and then you can ask the question really quickly. So please let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Any questions? I'll take that as you guys got everything that I said. Don't be afraid to ask questions, guys. Okay. So we've got someone's hand raised. Why isn't it showing me your name? Okay, so we have Chin Wendu. So go on, ask your question.
It's about the template. The template you sent us is a PDF, so I can't edit it.
Okay, I only have the PDF version. So what you will have to do is, there's a PDF converter that you can use online if you just type on Google PDF converter, so you can convert it to Word. But it was only created in PDF, or you can print it out and write it out by hand. That's another way.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Does anyone else have any questions? No questions. Okay, I'll take that.
I have a question, and I'm just going to throw it just so that you know that people's got that understanding of what you've been trying to teach us. Okay, and I've got two participants as well. May I just ask if you have an understanding of what SWOT stands for? Could you please put in the chat box SWOT? What does SWOT stand for, please? So I know that you were listening. Thank you. In the chat box, please. SWOT. More. I can see strengths there. Okay. Weaknesses. You have two more there. Opportunities. Thank you. What else do we have? And threats. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. I know you're following. Now, if you're been following and you're clear, could you tell us what a fixed cost is and a variable cost? Fixed cost, those are the things that, facilitator has been talking about. Fixed cost, what does that mean to you? You only have to buy once. Facilitator, I hope you're listening. Please correct it. Yeah.
I would say that Iman's answer is the correct one. It's the one that doesn't change based on your output. So it's not just that you only have to buy it once. It could be, it's a cost that it could be something that you pay monthly. But it doesn't change based on how much you produce or how much you sell. It's fixed regardless. So that's why I use the example of rent or your internet bill. That is a regular payment that does not change over time. It doesn't change based on how much you sell or how much you produce. It's fixed.
Thank you. And variable cost?
Variable cost change with output, absolutely. So if you think about someone that makes cakes, like if I sold 10 cakes this month, the amount of flour that I used is based on the amount of cake that I made. So those costs would change. If I was to sell 80 cakes, I'm going to need to buy more flour. So those costs, that's why it's variable, it changes.
Thank you. I think I've got other two that raised their hands up.
Yes, so we've got Faye, if you want to go.
At what age would you like buy a license for your business?
At what age? I would say 18. When you're legal and able to register it as yourself. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
No worries. Do we have any other hands raised? I think that's everything. That's everyone. Okay, awesome. Well, that's fantastic, guys. So I'm just going to now invite someone to join us and just answer a few questions. Oh, Jocelyn from Ghana. Okay, let's hear you, Jocelyn.
What if you are having the skills and ability, but no support?
You have the skills and you have the ability, but you don't have the support. That's a really good question. And what I would say is start developing those skills even further, and start with what you can, where you can. And when people start to see that you're actually doing a really good job, they would actually start to support you. And sometimes you might not get the support that you want from the people you expect it from. Because, for example, you expect maybe like your parents, because they're the ones closest to you, to support you. And maybe they just don't see your vision or understand your vision. Once you start to do the work and start to show them, people would actually be able to then buy into that vision, because they can actually see that, okay, yes, you're really good at this, you're really passionate about this, you're working very hard to do this. And they can then see that, okay, whatever it is that you're creating this business, it's something that they can support. And do you know what? The amazing thing is that sometimes you get support from people that you don't even expect it from. I personally have received support from people who I didn't even know, but they can see what you're doing. They come in contact with what you're doing, and it then means that they will start to support you. So I would just say, if you can start with what you can and show people what you can do, and that way, trust me, you will start to get support from people. That's all the questions. Now we're just going to go into a quick Q&A with someone who is very special to me. Her name is Fola, and she runs a cake business, and she's been running it for a while now, and she's doing phenomenal things, and she is about you guys' age as well. So I wanted her to come on to share her experience, to share I wanted her to come on to share her own experience, answer some questions, and it might just be easier for you guys if you're hearing it from someone who's doing what you guys want to do and who's around the same age as you. So welcome, Fola.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming and thank you for joining us. So Fola owns a business called Cakes by Jay. So she's been doing this for quite a while now, and I'm just gonna, Fola, just let us know a little bit about you, about your business, and how long have you been running your business?
So I started it in 2017, so when I was 14, and I've just been baking since then. I guess like obviously as I got older, sometimes I'll take breaks when I had like exams and stuff, but it's just good to have that balance there and just consistency. So that was the way I kind of continued going.
Amazing. So yeah, you've just told us 2017. Why did you start your business? Why did you start it?
So initially I kind of always enjoyed baking. It was mainly in like food tech at school. Obviously we'd have loads of bake-offs and it would be like competitions. So I started to win most of them. And I feel like eventually it just became something that I just like to do in my free time. And I guess when it got to like a certain stage, it was like I wanted to turn it into a business, and just like kind of share it with everyone else. And obviously having the support from my family as well, I feel like that definitely helps to get to where I am and to start the business officially.
That's amazing. I love what you said about the fact that it was something that you enjoyed, especially when you're in food tech, because that's something that we spoke about last week, talking about, when it comes to starting a business, it should be something that you enjoy and something that you're passionate about, and not just starting it because of money, but actually the fact that you love this thing and you love to do it. So I love that you said that. And it shows when people run a business, it shows that this is something they're passionate about because of how much energy and effort they put into it. So that's amazing. And how have you found running a business? Because I know it can't be easy, especially at your age, and being in school. So how have you found running a business and balancing things?
I feel like maybe initially it was probably harder. Obviously starting at 14, so it's like the workload back then definitely wasn't as much as what it is now. So obviously I had more time to bring out different ideas and flavors and just continue, only because like I was 14, so must have been year 9, year 10. So I didn't really have exams. So I feel like it's obviously creating that balance. And I feel like sometimes you just have to have that talk with yourself to know that you can take a break, especially when it comes to running a business. So I didn't really put too much pressure on myself. So I knew that when it came towards exams, I would take maybe like a week off or 2 weeks off. And that way I could balance it off with school. And I feel like it's also time management as well. So there are days where I might have a collection for like 1, so I'd wake up at around like 6, 7 to make that order, and then I'm already awake, so I'd probably start my work or start my day after that order to continue. So sometimes it's just balancing and time management, and I feel like you will get there in terms of like balancing it out with school.
That's amazing. And what about just in terms of running the business from like an operational or logistic perspective? So like obviously, so you said that obviously you wake up early and stuff like that. So how have you found in terms of buying the products you need, or the packaging, or marketing your business, putting it out there on social media, getting people to know more about you? How have you found doing things like that?
I'd say initially it was probably easier only because like I had my parents there to support. So if it came to like buying stuff, it'll probably be like my parents to help me and take me there. But I feel like now, I now buy the things like myself completely now. So it's just me putting in the work. I definitely would say that like, I feel like initially it was a case of I was too scared to increase the prices. But I feel like you need to have that talk with yourself and don't be afraid to increase the price. As long as you think that the quality of what you're producing is good, then you should definitely increase the price. And in terms of like, just buying things, it's definitely research. I've like, in terms of like even packaging, I know that I've come across maybe 3 or 4 different businesses or warehouses that used to sell boxes, but now doing my research, I found cheaper as time goes on. So it's like, you're able to work around your costs. And I would definitely say like buying things in bulk can also help in terms of my costs. Like now I don't really go to Tesco as much. I probably go to Costco and get a lot of things all at once. So it's probably easier to write everything down. So when it comes to things like maybe flour, you don't really have to get a branded one. You can literally just get, I don't know, the one from Lidl or something, which would be cheap on your costs. So it's definitely just research and just writing everything down, and it's easier to work about.
Thank you so much for that, Fola. So even just touching on what you said about buying the things yourself now as well, I think it's also important to highlight to people that as you start making money, it's important to pump the money back into the business so that you're actually able to do more and do better. And, you know, like you said, you know, you can improve on certain things, improve on your packaging and things like that. So amazing. Thank you so much for that, Fola. Do you feel like you were limited by your age when it came to running your business?
I would say at certain points I probably was. So there was like a point, I think it was like the very first time I increased my prices, and I kind of got like a lot of messages relating to my age. So I'd have a few people DMing me and they would tell me that, you know, I can't charge this price because of my age. But I do feel like the price doesn't really have anything to do with your age. It's mainly to do with the quality. So in that sense, I'd probably say I was limited in the sense of getting customers because they would think that because I'm 14 at the time or because I'm 15, I can't charge, I don't know, maybe like £7 for a box of 6, and they would want me to lower it down for them. But I definitely feel like maybe just having, you know, that sense of just being able to believe in like your own work that you're producing, then it should really be okay. But I think in that sense, it was mainly just because of my age. They didn't really agree with how much I was charging, but that was really it.
That's amazing. And I like that you said that as well, because it's about the value of what you are producing. And if what you're producing is on the same level as somebody who is 40, then you shouldn't feel like you're limited, because you have the skills and you're actually delivering to that quality and to that standard. So guys, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and position yourself. And Fola, just on a final note, what would you say, like now that you've run your business for 2 years, you've learned quite a lot over the time. What would you say to your younger self who was just starting out? Like if you could say something back to yourself, now that you've seen and you've run the business and you started it, what would you say to someone who is trying to start out, who's thinking of starting? You know, what advice would you give them?
I definitely say start as you mean to go on. So if you know that, you know, you just want an extra income and it's not so much as your hobby or you don't really enjoy it, I probably say starting a business probably isn't the way to go just yet. Then you definitely need to have a passion for it. And then I feel like having that passion when you do start the business, you're motivated every time that you see an idea, you write it down and you plan when you're going to do it. So I feel like now it's like you're able to manage it. So as time goes on, when it comes to special occasions, with that time management, you have time in advance to maybe start your promo and get things out there ahead of time. And I would definitely say that sometimes it's not even always about money. I feel like if you genuinely have a good idea, a lot of people, if you share that idea with people, they won't, turn you down. So I feel like sometimes it could be a thing of reaching out as well to others. They might not even be in the same business that you're in, but they can definitely give you some advice and help you in that sense. And I would probably say, just working on content as well. It's like, I feel like it's probably recently that I've probably switched it up. I could have started earlier in terms of finding new ways to showcase my cakes. So now I started doing reels, a time lapse and stuff. So it's not just me showing you guys what I've done. It's kind of like a process video. So the main message would probably be just start as you mean to go on and give yourself a break. Like you don't have to always be working every day, you like, especially being at a young age, you do have to have that balance for you mentally as well as school and a business. So don't be afraid to take that break and just have time for yourself. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Fola. This has actually been so amazing. I'm just going to give 2 people the opportunity to ask a question. If they have any questions for Fola, please just ask. We've run over slightly, so I'm just going to make sure we keep it brief. Does anyone have any questions for Fola based on obviously things that she shared with us so far? Any questions from anybody? Don't be shy, guys. No questions. Okay, I'll take it as no questions. Well, I hope you, okay, Chinwendu has a question. So Chinwendu, go on, and then we have one in the chat, and that will be our 2 questions.
Did you ever feel like completely giving up at times because of how you were limited when you were younger?
I'd say I probably did. There were like a few stages, only because it can definitely be, you know, like upsetting in that sense of you could have had that customer and it's like, because of my age, I can't get her. So I definitely feel like, yeah, at times it was just like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't really, you know, continue, or I should probably find something else to do. But I would definitely say that like now, I feel like I'm really glad that I genuinely continued, because I feel like even now at this stage, it's what most people look for, especially like investing in small businesses. I feel like when they see your age now, they're more so glad that you've done something at this age. So there's there's pros and cons towards it, but I definitely would say that I probably was thinking like, maybe this isn't for me if people aren't, you know, feeling comfortable to come to me because of my age. But you just have to keep on going, and with that support with your family, that wouldn't get to you, and you would know to just continue, really.
Thank
so
you.
I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have the last question was, how were you able to get customers?
I started this all through Instagram. So when I was 14, I literally just made the account, and it was mainly at school. So I kind of got my teachers onto it as well. And I would let my teachers know that I'm on Instagram now and I have a business. The same thing with my friends. And it's mainly, I feel like, you know, letting people know what you're doing and where it is, it will definitely help your business grow. I know like with some of my teachers, they probably wouldn't follow me on their personal page, but they like made pages to follow me and support me. So it was all through Instagram and just getting family and friends to share it as well. And remember, like, it doesn't always have to be people that you know who can support your business and follow you, because that's how you'll grow it. So you just have to put it in a public space for everyone to see, and eventually it will just grow from there. But I would definitely say it was mainly just social media, and just sharing it with people.
Thank you so much, Fola. Unfortunately, we can't take any more questions because we have run out of time, but thank you so much for coming, Fola. This has been really helpful.
No worries. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Guys, if you could just show Fola some love, and let's just thank her for coming on and sharing her experience and her advice as well. Thank you, Fola. So guys, we have run through all the information that you need to put in your business plan, and you guys have the template. So for this week, I would really like you guys to actually work on your business plan and create your business plan. And I would actually, we will be inviting some people, some of you, to actually share certain parts of your business plan with us. So it's important that you guys actually work on this exercise this week. So please do work on creating your business plan. You have the template, you have all the information that you need. So just start doing your market research, your SWOT analysis, your competitor analysis, your finances, work on that financial plan, and create that business plan. And my tip for you guys for this week is doing a little every day goes a long way. Start where you are with what you have. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Take the first step in faith, and you can start working on it and building from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. I hope you learnt a lot from today's session. Please do fill out the feedback form on Slido. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you found it. So please fill out the feedback form on slido.com. Use the code Entreps. And if you do have anything else that you would like to ask us or share, or any specific feedback, please also send an email to causeforchildrenlimited@gmail.com, and just put the program Navigating the Entrepreneurial Journey and session 2. And I will see you guys next week at 11:30 for the final session, session 3, and we'll be talking all about marketing and branding, and also we will be sharing our business plans. So thank you guys. Have a lovely rest of today.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much again for coming on, Peju. I'm sure we've had an amazing time this afternoon. Please go to Slido, go and leave your feedback. It's important we use your feedback to reach out to others on social media so that they can come on board next week and also join and learn from our lovely facilitator. I say this with regards to certificates. Please, if you didn't register with your name, so if your parent had registered you and they had put their names down at the point of registration, could they please send us your name so we can inscribe that on the certificate? It's important. We don't want to write your parent's name on the certificate. So please, I'll be watching out again this week. And we will finalize certificate next week. So you have this new week coming up to also do that for us. And please don't forget your assignments. We do reward assignments. So when your facilitator asks you to do something, just give it a go. Don't just leave it by the side. Just give it a go. Yeah. So thank you once again for joining us. And we will see you next week, same time at 11:30 a.m. UK time. All right, then enjoy your week. Bye.